Good Morning Night Vale is brought to you by The Disappearances of Lydia Fontaine, a new independently produced and crowdfunded 10-episode original audio drama. Set in a deceptively familiar world of electronic surveillance and machine-mediated communication, The Disappearances of Lydia Fontaine follows Lydia Ryan and her friends, lovelorn Ethan and wannabe internet sensation Dee, as they struggle to unravel the mystery of her mother's disappearance. Escape the sinister Fontaine family, and survive the feud over her grandfather's supernatural legacy. It weaves bitter family drama and high-stakes intrigue with fantasy and cyberpunk elements to create a surreal mystery about secrets and grudges, old books, big data, and the promise of infinite knowledge. And do not forget the talking birds. It's a full-cast production with original music and a bespoke soundscape presented through a series of found-footage-style surveillance recordings. And it's important to note, this show was made entirely without generative AI. Even the computers are voiced by human actors. Episodes are free, and you can start listening right now with the Season 1 finale due to come out on August 16th. For more information, go to lydiadisappears.com. and find The Disappearances of Lydia Fontaine wherever you get your podcasts and start listening from the beginning.
Insurance isn't one size fits all, and shopping for it shouldn't feel like squeezing into something that just doesn't fit. That's why drivers have enjoyed Progressive's Name Your Price tool for years. With the Name Your Price tool, you tell them what you want to pay, and they show you options that fit your budget. Enough hunting for discounts, trying to calculate rates, and tinkering with coverages. Maybe you're picking out your very first policy, or maybe you're just looking for something that works better for you and your family. Either way, they make it simple to see your options. No guesswork, no surprises. Ready to see how easy and fun shopping for car insurance can be? Visit Progressive.com and give the Name Your Price tool a try. Take the stress out of shopping and find coverage that fits your life, on your terms. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
I believe that children are our future.
They are also our past and our present. This is how children work in linear time.
Good Morning Night Vale. Hi there, I'm Hal. I play Steve Carlsberg. How's it going?
Hey, I'm Symphony. I play Tamika Flynn. How you doing?
And I am Meg, and I play Deb, and I'm doing well. And what we are doing here in this time and space is we are hosting a Welcome to Night Vale recap podcast where we go back in time and listen to the previous episodes of the hit popular cult podcast, Welcome to Night Vale. And we talk about what we think about them. We talk about what you think about them. And we talk about other stuff too, because we're all people. And currently, we are recording this on April the 28th. It's a Wednesday, and right now it's 9:33 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, according to time.gov. So we'll catch you in the future, but we are here in the past for you.
And this episode's description is, they are not from here. Shall we talk about it?
We shall. I also will say, I noticed a trend in the episode descriptions as of late is that they're all very short.
Yes.
They've started to just be like one sentence that's like less than 10 words.
I feel like every podcast gets to a point where if you're the person, because I've written descriptions for another one of my podcasts, and at a certain point I was like, nobody will read these. And I sure am tired of writing them. I would rather you just listen to the episode. All will be revealed there. Sometimes less is more. And I think we're sort of there now, or at least in a period where it's to the advantage of the creators to keep it
short and sweet.
Keep it short and sweet, yeah.
Well, in honor of that, I will now begin to do that with the Good Morning Night Vale episode descriptions. In order to honor that. They're usually about 80 words, so I'm going to get them down to 15.
I think they're always fun.
Wow, that's good.
Well, I try to make them funny.
Yeah.
But, you know.
Because it's just like our show. It's a joke within a joke, you know?
We're just hiding those jokes wherever we can hide them.
Easter eggs.
Easter eggs.
Yeah. And you have license. You can do whatever you want, but like some people will write very long ones. I felt like for my other podcast, We Got This, I just felt like I'm trying to create something that will make you want to listen to it. But if you're there already, you're probably going to listen to it. But I think, you know, it could be for people who are fans, they like to ingest all of it, including the description. So I don't want to discourage, I don't want to yuck your yum. But if you want to write shorter ones, then that is okay too. I don't think anybody will.
I'm going to give it a try.
Do it. See how it feels. Try it on. Try it on.
Cool. Great. So this is, episode 86. Speaking of, it has a lot of jokes in it. There's that interesting joke about the mailbox is full of hair gel and that they hope it's hair gel. I thought that was funny.
Yeah.
I thought the feral dogs being making libertarian street art was also very funny. I had a couple kind of just tee-hees.
Yeah, right off the bat, obvious.
Yeah.
Starting it light.
I was going to ask, this is a Jeffrey episode, right?
I think this is a Jeffrey Craner episode, yes.
Yeah, I noticed something, which I will reveal in 2 weeks, that for me is like the key to, for sure, identify one versus the other. It's a subtle difference, but we'll get there. These felt like Jeffrey jokes.
Okay.
Am I crazy?
No.
Well, I don't know.
I just feel like the okay was like, all right, great. Moving on.
My okay was like an anticipation okay. They're like, we'll wait those 2 weeks. Okay.
Oh, yeah. No, I was just saying, I was then moving on to these felt like Jeffrey jokes. It has the feel of a Jeffrey episode to it. It's interesting because it feels like Melanie in the number station feels more Joseph to me.
You know, Hal, I think my whole thing with it is I never think about that. That's like the least.
I always think about
That's like the last thing on my mind when I'm thinking about these episodes. I'm more thinking about like the interpersonal connections between the characters and what's happening in the story or the plot rather than, because I always assume that both of them have some sort of hand in it, whether even if it's just like a edit, reread type thing or just whatever. But yeah, I never think about that. So I just find it interesting that you're always like, well, that's Joseph. There's a Jeffrey.
I felt attacked, but no, I'm not attacked. I'm also
gently hugging
things.
you, Hal. I'm hugging you gently.
Oh, I can finally breathe. It's almost a challenge. Like, I love the inside baseball. I love the construction of comedy and how, in this case, how the world is built and how things are executed, but both the comedy and the drama of it. So I'm always perking my ears up for voice. That's just something I enjoy. It's like, oh, whose voice is, like, I want to get into know the voice. Because also these are people that we know. And for me, it makes me feel closer to them if I can identify their writing.
Closer to you.
I think both points of view make sense.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's no right, wrong.
Oh, yes. That was not what I was insinuating at all. I was just saying.
Yes, Symphony. There's no right or wrong.
Look, mate, I just was expressing my personal point of view that I never think about it. Not that you thinking about it is right or wrong. And I think you're great. And everything you do is great. And you're great.
And I'm a special, pretty child.
You're special and pretty. And I love you very much.
You.
And I'm hugging you right now. I love you.
And what?
And I love you. And I'm hugging you right now.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
You know who is not as loving as I am? Sheriff Sam.
Oh, man.
Mm-hmm.
Sheriff Sam is just a hater for all of the, like, for foreigners.
Yeah. I wrote down, blame the foreigners, eh?
Right?
And it's just like, it's just, yeah, it's just that's that trope. Like, oh, there's a riffraff in town. It's definitely got to be those people from just on the other side of our border. Yada,
Right.
yada, yada. As opposed to literal, mercenaries of Satan.
Right.
That's like, you're just assuming it's this, like, this neighbor is your enemy as opposed to literal Satan. Anyway.
No one ever suspects Satan,
No.
Well,
Never. It's not until the end that when you full on know it's Satan that people are like, oh, wily ass Satan.
Satan loves a big reveal, and Satan enjoys all of the drama and intrigue, and just there's got to be an art.
Satan is a drag queen.
When Satan's like, all right, it's time. I'm gonna pop out the horns and the tail, and people are gonna go nuts.
They're gonna be shook if.
I'm putting this in my journal tonight. My nightmare journal, which you would call a dream journal, because I'm Satan. Horns, horns, horns.
So we have Melanie Pennington come into the studio to talk to Cecil, and she acts like she's never met him before in her whole life. And she totally has. She's just like, no? We've talked about this before.
we're in the Melanie Pennington time loop, which Jeffrey addresses in the intro in the script book. So, Melanie was the guest part written for Molly for I think it was the Investigators.
Right.
And, so the live show, Cecil had like a whole chat with her during the live show a year before Melanie came back to the show in this episode. So Molly had never acted as Melanie on Night Vale until this episode.
Right.
She had been Faye in Number Station. Is that what that was called? WZZZ, whatever that one was called.
Yes, yeah, the
Number
numbers.
station.
Yeah.
Numbers, yeah.
Molly had voiced on the show before, but this is the first time she voiced on the podcast as Melanie. However, a year before, and for that whole year we toured with her, she was Melanie in the Investigators.
Right.
Isn't that a weird part of the live show experiences, with the exception of Old Oak Doors? Everything we ever did on the road that was recorded and released over a year later, because, I mean, obviously from as you can imagine, dear listener, from a business standpoint, why would you, the second that you put the show out as a podcast episode, you've kind of burned it for a live show. Mm-hmm. So you can take one script and tour it for a year plus, make sure it goes to all different parts of the country, everybody gets to enjoy it. Then you put it out as audio, and you can edit in as many of the guests as you want, because the guests rotate, as we all know. It's a really smart, just that way of touring is really, really smart, because it keeps the script alive. But then also eventually everybody will get to enjoy it, but it does lead to things like this, where we're in a loop because we would have heard the Melanie stuff earlier, and now we're encountering it here in the episode.
Right. But what were we talking about? Do you remember a few episodes ago when you were like, I was strong and wrong about something, and it had to do with Melanie, right?
Yes, because Melanie, when they're talking about the AI jury in the couple episodes back, maybe episode 80,
right,
where we're introducing the trial of the century, and where we find out about the AI jury that is programmed by Melanie. And
right,
you were like,
yeah.
You were like, this is a premiere for this character being on the show. And I was like, no, it's not. And that's what I was strong and wrong about.
Okay. Yes. I was trying to, like I've said many times on this show, my brain is made up of finely woven Swiss cheese. So sometimes we talk about stuff and then other times I'm like, did we talk about that? Or did I just think about talking about it and then didn't talk about it? Because that for sure happens too.
Oh yeah. It happens to me sometimes when I'm building out the fan zones. I'm like, did we do this fan zone? And then I'll like search the folder and be like, it's not coming up as anything we've done before, but maybe the search is wrong. And then so I like start going back and I'm like, no, I can't. So if we ever repeat a fan zone, it's just because you're the best. It's because you're the smartest and your fan zone is the zoniest and the most applicable to all of our needs. So it's not because I get tired.
Yeah.
now that we've cleared all of that up, I love this part. It's very fun. Of course, Molly does an amazing job as being fun and so smart and so flippant. Rarely are people so flippant to Cecil. I feel like your character is Deb. And Melanie, and like sometimes Michelle is more like playing with Cecil. And then Maureen is desperate to get something out of Cecil. And Cecil is very like flippant towards her. But rarely are people as flippant as Melanie is, don't you think?
Yes.
Yeah.
Cecil's pretty high status
Right.
as a character, or in the town of Night Vale, but to her, there's no reason for,
She can't even remember his name.
she's busy.
I describe her as science frantic.
That's a great term.
Because there's just so much science happening that she can't, any of the socially stuff is just not applicable to her needs, wants, or desires. So she's just like kind of flying through. She's like thinking about many things at once because she has a genius scientist brain.
That's like so many of my ex-boyfriends. Love those nerdy, unavailable ones.
Sure. The WCZZ reference is really nice too, that she created Faye, but that has no awareness of what happened in the Numbers episode.
Right.
And yet later on they sing Roar together.
Exactly.
Which is a real fun callback.
And it also makes sense because she does say that all of her programs are some sort of semblance of her, right? They have her voice or something like that. And she says it like, well, that's how you program computers. It's like you just program them to be like you, but do the functionality that you want them to do. I thought that was fun.
Yeah. Cecil gets very journalisty because he has a hunch that Faye is sentient. And so he's like really trying to poke that bear. But Melanie straight up is like, Faye is not sentient. And Cecil just kind of like pokes a little bit and then sings with her to just try to be like, you can kind of see him like collecting evidence for his little journalist notebook about putting the story together about Faye. I also like that. So Melanie's like, the number station, that's for spies and giving information to spies and also for pudding recipes. And I'm like, awesome. That's great. I wish that we did have a number station, but for pudding recipes.
That you had to somehow decode?
Yeah.
Or just say the recipe.
Yeah. 1 cup whole milk.
Have either of you ever made pudding from... Can you make... I guess you can make pudding from scratch.
Yeah. It's eggs and milk and cornstarch.
Have either of you ever done that before?
Yeah.
How is it?
Good. It's pudding.
I never had pudding until college.
Yeah. What kind did you have?
Chocolate.
And you're not really a big sweets person.
No. But you know what I do like?
What?
Rice pudding.
I was just going to say how much I love rice pudding. It's the only pudding I like.
An old person. I think I'm an old person.
Rice pudding is delicious. It should know no age. Yeah, it's great.
Okay, good. Okay, so it's not just for oldums.
I have a rice pudding recipe that is very easy. So you know how like when you order Chinese food and you get like way too much white rice?
Yes.
You take a container of white rice. You get a pint of Haagen-Dazs rum raisin ice cream. You put the two of them together on the stove. You put it in the refrigerator for 1 day and you have delicious rice pudding.
What?
Rice pudding?
Yes.
I'm going to do that tomorrow.
I love it. Because it has the raisins in it. Every time I went to a diner growing up, especially in Jersey. They would always have if I were to get a dessert treat, every once in a while, like the special one was a slice of apple pie warmed up with vanilla ice cream on it. But I was equally happy to get that sundae glass filled with rice pudding, raisins or not, I don't care. I like it both ways, but with whipped cream on top.
Whoa.
Now that is then I found Cozy Shack rice pudding, and I would buy it as an adult, as a grown-ass man, and then forget I had it, and then it would go bad because I would be like, I'm going to want this later rather than I want this now.
Right.
Then it would go bad, and I would be mad and sad. I'd be mad at myself for not being able to have the rice pudding and allowing it to expire, and then sad because there was rice pudding in the world that other people wouldn't get to enjoy because it had rotted in my old fridge. My old Montgomery Ward fridge in Playa del Rey.
Montgomery Ward, yes.
Yeah, it was a Montgomery Ward fridge.
I first had rice pudding with Cecil Baldwin from the Anthony's Paninis. And so I was like 30-something when I first had rice pudding. And I was like, how have I been missing this my whole life? I love it. It's very good. And I don't mind raisins and things. I actually quite enjoy raisins.
Also, if you want to make that recipe without raisins, use vanilla ice cream. Any sort of ice cream plus a container of rice melted together and then chilled will yield, because that ice cream is basically just creme anglaise when it's melted. Right. So that's the kind of the pudding base plus that's the brilliant starchiness from the rice, and then just let it chill. And
that sounds like a Sandra Lee recipe.
Yeah.
But
I'm not
that
drunk,
works.
So,
right.
Yeah.
I want to make rice pudding from scratch. I have whipping cream so that I can make whipped cream from scratch. But I don't know. I think the whipping cream is still good. I bought it. This is what happens when I buy things on a Wednesday.
You're gonna make that rice pudding and it's gonna be rotten already.
Well, whipped cream lasts a really long time. Whipped cream lasts a really long time.
The whipping cream is good. I had some whipped cream already, but I bought whipping cream because I want to make peppermint whipped cream with it.
Mm-hmm.
But now, and then you could take the rice. You take the rice pudding. Here's what you do: you put cinnamon on top of it.
Yes,
that's what you do.
Not only for delicious warming spice flavor, but also for decoration and a bit of class. Okay, yes, when I want to class up my covfefe, that's what I do. Put a little dash or do of some cinnamon. Maybe I'll even freshly grate from the sticks that I have, because I'm that person in my life at this point.
For a while, I was on the road because I like to have cinnamon with my oats.
Yes.
So I would, the Hampton Inn would provide me the oats. And then I would cut fruit and put that in there. And then I'd put peanut butter in there and honey. And then I had a little tiny baggie of cinnamon that I kept in my backpack that I would sprinkle.
There was a time that we definitely, a number of us had just like spices in our bags. Like Cecil had that weird African spice when he got back from climbing Kilimanjaro and like kept putting it in his coffee. You had that cinnamon. We would have like random Manuka honeys, and you just accumulate things like, and like all those pickled things you're just carrying around in your bag. It's gross and sad.
Cecil is a big, whenever we're at, ye old roadside stand that has pickled anything, Cecil will buy it. It's a Cecil Baldwin trap. And then by the end of tour, his suitcase is just like various, like pickled garlic and pickled green beans and pickled like.
And inevitably one of them is going to bust in his bag.
You're going to have leaking vinegar in your. Yeah, that's why he keeps his show clothes in a separate bag.
Yeah, you have to have one suitcase that makes it look like you're a traveling salesman for pickled foods.
Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, it is funny, the little things you bring when you're forced to forage your food for every meal. The things that you bring with you.
But I'll tell you what, we make a really nice charcuterie board when once we get to the theater. Because then we got like our nice meats and cheeses, a nice bread with some good butter, chocolates, and then a bunch of pickled stuff. What else do you need?
I think now is the appropriate time for you to share the recipe for go-go bread with our fans.
Are we talking about that? Is this it's okay. Okay. So I wouldn't recommend this to people. Maybe talk to your doctor before you eat go-go bread. And this food, I would call it a food product. I created in Europe because sometimes they would give us some of our items, but not all of our items. And one of them was we had instant coffee, and then there would be bread and butter and sugar. But then sometimes there was no like way to make the coffee. Like there was no kettle or something. So I would take a piece of bread, spread on butter, maybe some sugar, and then put instant coffie on the top.
Oh, you didn't.
And then eat it like that. It was kind of like, it was good. Because it's kind of like if you ever had, I don't know, maybe this is a kind of like used to be poor person's thing, but like cinnamon toast where you basically just like do that and then put cinnamon on top. And you're like, oh, it's kind of fancy. And it's just like sugar. But I called it go-go bread because I got all pumped up after. And I'd be running around in the audience, like talking to people, pumped up. So if I ever talk to you during that European tour, I was pumped up on go-go bread.
Can I ask a question?
Absolutely.
Question in the back. Yeah. How much coffee do you put on there? Enough that you would put into like a cup? Like a tablespoon? 2 tablespoons?
Probably. Yeah. I mean, to cover it. Like there was
like a light dusting, not like I can't see any bread surface.
You
all
can't
the coffee
see
that's
like,
on it.
but like in between, like whatever space was not taken up by sugar, like to stick to the. Sometimes I would go a little overboard and then you would fold it in half, and then it's kind of like a weird sandwich.
Cecil would eat it too.
Cecil would eat it too. He only had it a couple times.
Yeah.
I think because...
I'll tell you what. Next time we're all together.
Try it. Will you try it with me?
Will you make it for me and I'll try it? Because I want to do the original Symphony Sanders recipe. Look, I eat chocolate-covered espresso beans. They're definitely...
It's the same.
It's like a tiramisu.
Yeah, I'm sure I will spend the same amount of time on the toilet afterwards.
It is like a tiramisu.
Oh, it's not crunchy? I always think of it... Because I think of Folgers crystals, which are like crunch...
I mean, it is a little bit, but I kind of like it's the same thing as putting like everything but the bagel seasoning on something. There's a little crunch to that too.
Sure. I don't like everything with the bagel seasoning. I'm going to try it.
Oh.
I'm going to try it. Because it's something you made and because you are very dear to me as a person. I want to have that experience. I've not been to Europe with Night Vale, but I want to try the crack bread. It'll be as if and then after I have it, I'll be able to run across the ocean to England.
Now, I don't think that not to speak for you, Symphony, but I don't think that you're like, this is a delicious thing that I make. This is more like, this is a necessity food experiment that I make in the dressing room that I don't hate.
Right. If I want a dessert and also a coffee and there's nothing else to eat, that I would rather eat, I will do it. But like, I'm not just like putting coffee grounds on bread. Like
no, I've seen you eat. I'm aware. I've never seen you do it, which is why I'm like, what is this?
Yeah,
it's go-go bread.
Yeah, it's go-go bread. Sympho's go-go bread.
Now you have the recipe, everybody. Go make it.
Go-go Sympho, go.
Yeah, hashtag #GoGoSympho on Twitter. Share your experiences, including take a picture of your face after your first bite. I want to see. I want to know what I'm getting into.
I wanted to continue on talking about Melody Pennington, and I was trying to somehow figure out a segue into asking you for your email passwords. But I'm just that would not be secure. But do you guys, I mean, I think it's hard to remember passwords. have a list?
Yeah, well, I created a password in college that was secure enough that it would only make sense to me and would seem like jumble to everybody else.
Okay.
So I've used some version of that, but now I use a password generator.
Oh, nice.
So they're long, complicated strings, but it's tough to hold to, especially like you're tempted, but you're not supposed to use the same password even on two different places.
Right.
You should use different passwords everywhere. And it's tough to come up with.
Like mine is like Health Goth SS 2021. No, it's not.
That's just what to say. There's no way. By the way, I know I said 2 weeks, but this section does have the joke that helped me identify it as a Jeffrey joke, which is this specific. Let me find. I have to find the exact. The most secure password is, you'll never guess this, where the O is replaced with a zero and the L's are replaced with zeros and all the other letters are replaced with zeros.
Yeah.
A string of 19 zeros is the most secure password is a very Jeffrey joke to me. Because it's like steps.
Jeffrey used to work in IT too.
Wait, really?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Jeffrey has done 1,000 jobs.
He has. He certainly has. But yeah, he used to work for the Film Forum in New York in their Office of Information Technology.
Wow.
Well, he knows secure passwords. My favorite password I ever heard, which was on an HBO interview with Edward Snowden. I think it was Edward Snowden.
Okay.
Somebody who's the British guy.
No,
Is that Edward Snowden?
Yeah, I think so.
No.
It's a British guy. It's a British guy who was like
007, James Bond.
No, he's one of those guys who's like an expatriate who's somewhere else.
Oh.
And
that guy. Yeah.
Not the WikiLeaks guy.
Okay.
Not Julian Assange, someone else. And he was talking about security. He was like, it's good to have like a phrase with numbers and stuff. So if it's a phrase like Margaret Thatcher is 110% sexy, which is you can never use as a password because it's been on television, but I use that as a guide to creating passwords. Is it a full phrase that no one could possibly guess that has numbers and symbols in it?
That whole statement was very upsetting.
There's a lot wrong with it.
Oh, Maggie Thatcher.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we go to the traffic.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
The traffic was just a lovely little short story.
It was. It was very it was sad.
Yeah, it was wistful.
Yes, that's the word I was looking for. It's very wistful.
It's a wistful short story.
Yeah, the mutual acquaintance thing. But you know what? I think about stuff like that all the time. When you like have really only met a person like one time in your life or a couple times, you're like, I know they're the main character of their own story and everything, but we all play these like background characters in other people's lives, and like what, if any, like impact that you've had on someone else's life. And like, I don't know. I just think about things like that, us experiencing another person or someone coming into our life for a short amount of time and what impact that has on us and how we go through the rest of our life and may never think about that person again, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. And the other details of the meeting that slip. It's interesting, the things that do stand out, the things you do remember.
Right.
There are these sort of not faceless, but these people who I've known in my life where the name doesn't show up, but I can imagine the face.
Yeah.
Like I have a sense of who the person is. I couldn't tell you much more about them. And yet there was a point in my life, even if it's for a day or for a few moments, where that person was important. The person played a role in my life. With these people, we all play a role in each other's lives to a certain extent. And it is either a walk-on or extra work or a co-star role. And sometimes those little walk-ons or cameos can have an impact even if they don't leave a strong memory.
Right. You know what else leaves a strong memory? Papa John's.
Papa John. Well, my experience of Papa John's. I was very blessed to grow up in North Jersey, a place that has incredible pizza. However, a Papa John's opened in my town, and my parents were like, hey, let's give it a whack. So we ordered a bunch of Papa John's. I had a concert that night for my choir, and we ordered the Papa John's. We ate some of it, and then we left to go to the concert, and we came back, and the dog had eaten all of the remaining pizza, which was like 4 pizzas, because like my whole family was over before to go. And the dog had eaten all of the Papa John's, and then the natural biological process of eating, you're a Labrador and you've eaten 4 Papa John's pizza just all over the house.
No.
So that is my mental association with Papa John's, and I feel like it's probably fine. I don't need to unpack that.
I wonder if he got into the garlic butter sauce too.
Yeah, she's dipping the crust. She was just like...
Ate the pepperoncini.
Yeah, right. Papa John's at Bradley University was our pizza place. Coming from living in Chicago or living in the surrounding area of Chicago to living in Peoria, Illinois, the pizza was different. You know, people will tell you this, but there's Chicago and then there's the rest of Illinois. And it's great. I love Peoria. It's a wonderful place. But Papa John's was the only pizza place where you could pay for it with your like quick cash, you know, that your parents filled up, you know.
Yeah.
Campus bucks.
Yeah, exactly. And they would deliver, and I really love the garlic butter sauce, but I didn't know that it made you like poop like that. I found out very quickly, and it was a sad experience. But did I continue to eat it? Absolutely.
I would say of the pizza places that I don't like, Papa John's is my favorite.
It's a favorite one to not like?
If you put me in a town where the pizza choices were like Domino's, Pizza Hut, Papa John's, name another one that's a regional chain, like CC's,
CC's, yeah.
Little Sleezers.
Oh yeah, Little Sleezers. I would pick Papa John's.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know if I like any of the people who run those companies. There are only 2 of them I know of that I don't like.
What about the Hut? The Hut.
I like Jabba the Hutt. Pizza Hut, I've never been a huge fan of their pizza.
I didn't know they still existed until I just saw a commercial for them. Like,
yeah, nobody out pizzas the Hut. It's like Craig Robinson's. That's like he's like the spokesperson for them, which is great. I love seeing like,
know that.
More Craig Robinson on my TV. But they turned into a buffet restaurant at some point, which doesn't seem sustainable now in most parts of the country. Like I'm in no rush to go back to, I'm fully vaccinated and in no rush to go to a buffet. That's going to be my new t-shirt.
They were a buffet like long ago. Like they were the main buyers of kale for the longest time because that was what was adorning their, that all the bowls where you would get your rubbish salad from. That's
you
where
put it around the sides of it?
Yes.
Yeah,
that's
it was lined the...
Yes. So that's what kale used to be used for before we realized that we could actually eat it and it's probably better for you. But I know a lot of people don't like kale, so don't at me.
You can at me. I like kale.
I love kale.
And if you don't like kale, then that's okay. That's your taste. But give kale a chance. Don't like get caught up in the kale hype, being like, oh, you're a certain type of person if you eat kale. No. Any type of person can eat kale. And any type of person cannot eat kale. So at me if you have any type of smack you'd like to talk about kale. And I'll be like, I respect that. But
all we are saying is give kale a chance. I like kale chips. Like homemade.
Okay, yeah.
With a little salt, pepper, nutritional yeast.
Just saying the lettuce you eat doesn't define your identity. I'm so tired of the identity politics of salad. No one's like, she looks like she eats arugula. I'm like, I do eat arugula.
You're sounding like a real romaine right now, Meg.
I had romaine for dinner.
I love romaine.
I like greens. Hey, listen.
I like greens too. You got to mix it up.
There's a right time and a right place for iceberg. There's a right time and a right place for frisée. It's just
wow. That's a bold statement. That is a bitter, bold statement. And
it's a bitter green.
Green.
You know what's a really fun lettuce?
What?
Is butter lettuce, because you can make little mini tacos out of them.
Yeah, butter lettuce is great.
Butter lettuce is good.
If you're not doing carbs at the moment. It's a real
mescaline.
Joy.
It's a hard drug and a hard salad to pass up.
Here's the challenge with mescaline, though. I find the same thing that happens with spinach happens with mescaline. You'll the top is all good and fluffy and it's delicious, and then you'll get a hot spot where it's all wet and disgusting together with those baby leaves in there. I really have challenges with that, and I prefer a real crunch to a salad. So I mix a lot of things. Usually I'll have either a mescaline mix and a romaine and a kale. I'll chop that up, and then also have add in a heartier green, like a shaved Brussels.
I eat a lot of cabbage.
Yeah,
I do.
Same.
Yeah,
we like the crunch.
What a food-heavy episode, she said.
Do we want to talk about Farmer John Peters? You know the farmer?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Speaking of speaking of lettuce, we do get an update from John Peters. The farmer. We hear a little bit more about the Blood Space War, which his brother went off to fight at, but he just received,
which he's never talked about before.
Yeah,
he has.
Well,
has he?
I'm pretty sure during the Blood Space War episode, we got some information about John Peters. Pretty sure.
Oh, we're going to have to go back and...
We will go back and if I have to come back in 2 weeks and say I was strong and wrong, I will.
Corrections. That's the new segment. Strong and Wrong with Meg Bashwiner.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure during the episode with Basima Bashar, we find out about John Peters' familial involvement in the Blood Space War.
Okay. Yeah, I kind of remember John Peters maybe being in that episode, but I don't remember what it was about. I'm always very confused once Cecil starts talking about the invisible corn. I don't know why I get so distracted thinking about invisible corn, what that actually means, if the corn is actually there, or is it doesn't exist and he's just standing in front of an empty field. I get so that is the exact process that happens inside my head. And then I tune back in and I'm like, oh no, I've missed the paragraph of him talking about it.
Well, it's like a Hook or like Field of Dreams, where only some people can say, well, Hook, you just have to believe, you just play around that eventually the food's there. But
right.
But Field of Dreams, only certain people can see the corn. Maybe that's it.
Yeah. Oh, there's the fires. We didn't talk about the fires.
Oh yeah. This is a chock full episode.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, because things kind of go nuts after the weather.
Yeah.
We're there's something weird going on right before the weather, and we come back and the town is burning down.
Yeah.
So
it ends very scarily. And also this picture is really upsetting and I can't get over that. If you don't have the script book, it's like a picture of lungs with wiggly looking wormy things. Maybe some stick. I don't know. It looks disgusting. Did you see this, Hal? Look at this.
Yeah, I've seen it.
It's so upsetting.
Yeah, it's a very upsetting illustration.
But anyway, so yeah, all hell is broken loose, and Maureen is caught up with this boy and this damn beagle, and it's really upsetting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really upsetting, and there's something else, Yeah. They're not from here.
There's kind of a stay-at-home order in place.
Except all the homes are burning.
Yeah.
Not all, some. Just some.
Stay safe, though. Stay safe in your home, but not the burning ones. Because the strangers are more dangerous than the fire.
Absolutely.
Yes. Yes.
Up next, we're going to hear from fans and friends of the podcast. But first, a conversation about this episode's weather, which is well dressed by Hop Along. And as I like to call it, Bop Along, because I bopped along to it.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this one. Wait, are you going to stop me and tell me something terrible about this person?
No, love Hop Along.
Oh, okay. I was like, no. I get scared every time now. I really enjoyed this song. I love their voice and how it was very like rock. But it was like a slow build to it. And then I was like washing my hair, and then I was just like not headbanging, but like really bobbing my head along to it. It was great.
Yeah, I like Hop Along. I really like their albums. I'd like to go see them in the world, should the world ever be open again for that. Joseph is a big fan of Hop Along. They are initially described as an acoustic freak folk act.
Okay.
Started out, founding member is Francis. Oh, I didn't write down your last name properly. For your first name is Francis, and you're awesome. And so Francis's brother joins the band as the drummer eventually, and they become a 4-piece. But yeah, this is they're Philly based. So how?
Okay, Philly.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, I dig it. That's all I gotta dig.
Well, that's great. I love it. And I think it actually did play into the feeling, especially like this. Sometimes the weather is like a reprieve from, or it doesn't like really play into it at all. But this one, I thought kind of ratcheted up just like feeling, because once we came back and all hell broke loose, I definitely was feeling some kind of way.
Also, yeah, in honor of the strong and wrong section, I'm pretty sure that you're right, Symphony, that this is the first mention of John Peters. Just doing some, I had a Mandela effect.
That's great.
So anyway, we don't have to wait till next week. I was wrong and strong. Moving on to something that is strong and right, and that's the Fan Zone Calzone.
Oh, yes.
Stay right there. Good Morning Night Vale will return after a brief break.
So we hear from our friend Joe. Joe says, hearing the GMNV crew mention the Anaheim Portillo's reminded me of the time I went to Chicago for work, and I had lunch at Portillo's near my hotel a couple of times. Then, a year and a half later, I was in San Diego on vacation and driving through Moreno Valley on the way to Joshua Tree. What to my wondering eyes should appear out of the desert but a Portillo's, in the very last place I would have expected to see one. Up until then, I had no idea there were any outside of the Chicago area, let alone just chilling out in the Southern California desert. That, incidentally, always reminds me so much of the town of Night Vale. Hal mentioning the tradition of Jewish families eating Chinese food on Christmas Day reminded me of an unusual dish from my own family's history. Yak. It's a small amount of diced or sliced pork, spaghetti, diced onions, and a thin sauce made in our family of Worcestershire, and a few other things. I had no idea this was anything but a depression recipe that someone in our family had started making to stretch a little meat out for several meals, until I stumbled across a reference to it being a common dish in parts of the South where Chinese immigrants had settled. In the segregated South, they were just as excluded from white society and neighborhoods as Black families, apparently often living in Black neighborhoods, and yak emerged as a crossover between the two culinary traditions. The unusual part of that is that That part of my family is neither Black nor Chinese, so it's unclear how this recipe came to be part of our family cookbook. My possibly unrealistic, giving the time and place hope, is that the lost story would be heartwarming rather than heartbreaking. And finally, how awesome is Dana? This episode is almost her apotheosis as Night Vale's answer to Captain America, or maybe Night Vale's caped crusader, not superpowered, just a person determined to wield what authority and power she has to make bad yield to good. Not in her case by fighting it with force so as much as simply by literally in this case refusing to give way. You can almost picture her not just folding her arms and putting roots down into the earth, anchoring herself in the bedrock far below the town, daring the city council or Sheriff Sam or anyone else to try to move her or anyone else under her protection who does not wish to be moved. Joe. So Joe's referring back to the One Normal Town episode, I believe, with Dana. But yeah, I thought we would include it in this episode because we get some more Dana and more Dana standing up to Sheriff Sam.
Absolutely.
And Portillo's and interesting culinary traditions. And I hope that the story is also heartwarming. How could it not be? With pork and Worcestershire sauce.
I've never even heard of yak, but I love it.
I've never heard of that either. I want to try it now. Joe, that was awesome. Thank you so much. Also, I love Portillo's. Oh, and I want some so bad now. Crap. It's too late to get some sort of delivery. But next up, we have Riley. Hail and well met, Meg, Hal, and Symphony. I'm emailing you about my experience with episode 86, Standing and Breathing. After listening to this episode, I was understandably a bit freaked out. That night, I woke up with sleep paralysis, something that hadn't happened to me before. Out of the corner of my eye, I could swear that I saw a stranger standing and breathing in the corner. That's my story. Riley. P.S. Axolotls are pronounced axolotls. Thank you for spelling it out phonetically for me. And it still was quite a challenge for me. I also want to mention when you're greeting Hail and well met, Meg, Hal, and Symphony, Hal doffed his cap to you, and both Meg and I did a polite curtsy. Thanks, Riley.
Yeah. Also, axolotls, I just had to look them up again.
Yeah, they're so weird.
And they all look like they're going, wow! If that's not the noise that they make in real life, then we are all being cheated by nature. Do a movie about that, David Attenborough. All right, I got one here. We don't know who this is from, but here's how it reads. Hi, Symphony, Hal, and Meg. This is my second time writing in, and I continue to be a big fan. The main course today is a delectably savory poem in trochaic pentameter, complimentary of the newly constructed tourniquet branch in my mind. Conditions for pentameter apply with certain styles of word pronunciation. Foam not certified by the FDA to be 100% metric, and tourniquet is not responsible for any food poisoning acquired from its literature menu. We are not from here. Standing, huddled masses, stock still we are. Clog your city, nowhere to hide, no guise. Never feel stillness, be ever free with fluidity that fools squishy eyes. Breathing poisoned humors only we taste, each pained, rasping gasp a tick towards your fate. Inhale, bring air and world closer at last. Exhale the putrid remnants, deeds of late. Killing without twitching nor striking blade. We are strangers, and we are very strange. The hooded figures cower, be afraid. Go ask the mangled squirrels, try and change. Burning bloodstones and their ways, blasphemy. Doing naught, glass-like in the tragedy. Kindled chaos, we are all the army. Bidding, biding for master majesty. Desert Bluffs knows not of our glory mere. We, the strangers, we doth hail not from here. Hope you all enjoyed my ballad-length reply.
Wow.
I did.
That's from Katie, by the way. I forgot to put their name in there. Katie.
Katie, thank you. And that was a cold read by me.
That was so
I
good.
gave you the hard one, Hal.
Oh, I was happy to read it. I hope I did it justice for you, Katie. Thanks for writing in again. And thank you to everyone who listens, all you who come to this happy place. Welcome. And thank you for being a part of Night Vale and Good Morning Night Vale more specifically. The next episode is the trial of Hiram McDaniels. Until then, you can get ad-free episodes, bonus content, and more at our Patreon at patreon.com/Good Morning Night Vale. Until we meet again, my friends, good morning, Night Vale. Good morning.
Wowie, wow, wow.
Wow, wow, wee, wow.
Good Morning Night Vale is a Night Vale Presents production. It is hosted by Symphony Sanders, Hal Lublin, and Meg Bashwiner. It is edited and mixed by Vincent Cacchione. It is produced by Meg Bashwiner. Theme music by Disparition. Special thanks to our fans who submitted their thoughts this week. Leave us a voicemail at 929-277-2050 or email us at info@goodmorningnightVale.com to share your theories and ask questions, or to describe the contents of that one drawer in your kitchen. You know the one. This show is powered by our patrons like Kim Pyle, Thora Cottrell, Chris Braz, Shannon McGurk, and Barrett Woodruff. If you're interested in supporting this show in exchange for lots of fun, exclusive, insider, hyper cool kid content, check us out at patreon.com/goodmorningnightVale. For more info on this show, go to goodmorningnightVale.com or follow us on Facebook and on Twitter at Night Vale Chat. Special thanks to Joella Knapp, Jeffrey Craner, and Joseph Fink. The calzone ingredient of the week is drooling into your mask while falling asleep on public transit.